This episode of the Esoteric Order of Roleplayers is brought to you by the generosity of our backers on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/esotericrp to find out how you can become a backer too. We create and broadcast these episodes live on native lands. We acknowledge these are unceded lands, with diverse communities maintaining connections to these places, and recognize their ancestors, their elders, both past and present, and future generations. Learn more by visiting the Native American Rights Fund website at narf.org. The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers present Ruins of the Lost Realm, a campaign for the One Ring role-playing game, with David Larkins as the Lore Master.
Whoa.
Here we are. Okay. So,
Previously
what-
on.
yes. Previously on One Ring. Doesn't have quite the same ring.
No, it doesn't.
No pun intended.
No ring to that.
No ring.
Oh, boo.
Oh, boo. All right. So, yes, just a quick recap for everybody's sake, really. You had arrived at the foot of the hills that lead up to Mount Graham.
Mhm.
And basically the way we narratively explain Silumir suddenly disappearing is that he went off to do some scouting. Okay. So he's like, oh, I'm going to go scout the perimeter while you guys rest up, because he's just that much of a badass, you know. And so basically the rest of the group explored around a little bit. There were like a lot of gullies and canyons and what do you call them? Like box canyons and that kind of thing. Places to get lost. Plenty of places to get lost. So they opted to just set up camp and hunker down, burn off some of their fatigue, you know, rest up. They did a little bit of exploration around the area, but not a whole lot. And after, I don't know what, 4 days or something like that, 4 or 5 days,
Mhm.
they detected the passage, I'll just say, of a group of people heading up to Mount Graham through one of the larger dry river beds. And so keeping watch on that, they then see the same group of people coming back down at the end of the day, and it's a bunch of humans and very rough looking guys, you know, kind of bandity vibe about them. And they also had a troll with them, albeit kind of a small one. And
Cave troll.
a cave
We
troll.
learned things about trolls.
You did.
They don't like the sun, right?
Well, they don't like. Well, all trolls dislike the sun, but as they learned, only some trolls turn to stone in the sun. Cave trolls,
Not this kind.
not this kind.
This
So
was
the non-stone kind.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to call it a meadow troll, but that's not right.
You could call it a meadow troll if you want. That's fine. So basically what they determined from some scouting and some eavesdropping is that these are the sort of go-betweens who go out into the lands beyond and capture, you know, kidnap men and hobbits and bring them back to Mount Graham in exchange for looted dwarven silver that the orcs of Mount Graham have in their possession. And and so obviously that meant they had to be dealt with. So the trio pursued them out onto the plains, launched a very nice little ambush, um, and including like setting the tent that the troll slept in, setting it alight. And so we had a nice dramatic battle scene where the troll
Yes.
comes charging out on fire and is still like fighting everybody, even though it's like fully,
Yeah.
fully
Engulfed.
involved. Yeah, fully engulfed. So that's where we discovered, hey, if you're not fighting an ancient lake abomination or or the ghost of an elf, combat in the One Ring actually goes pretty fast. It's not too bad. So,
Okay. All
and
right.
everyone was feeling a little chuffed about that. So after doing
Cautiously
that,
chuffed.
And
cautiously
then-
chuffed,
And then
so then they returned to their base camp, and I think at that point we're like, well, we need to go looking for Silumir because it's been like a few days, and we don't know where this guy is. Like, it shouldn't take him like almost a week to like scout out the perimeter of this mountain, no matter how big it is. So they start going up towards the mountain. This is when they get a view of the front gate, which is the image I posted on Discord that you saw, like the evil looking face. So they're like, ugh. But they also managed to find a hidden back door because this is an old dwarf hold. So of course dwarves like to do that sort of thing. So they found the old dwarf back porch and opened the door and went in, delved into the tunnels, and hadn't gone too far in before they encountered an orc patrol. They heard something about when the orcs saw them, they heard something about upon seeing Haleth, they were like, oh, that's like one of those guys what we collared the other day. So the assumption was that Silumir got captured. That's not that, I'll leave that up to you, Marley, if you want to do that or not. I'm flexible either way. But they were like, Silumir, and so they like charged into battle, took out these orcs, and then, as John said before we started recording, literally like with its dying breath, the last orc standing scores like the best possible hit you could, like, it was like
piercing blow plus a bunch of high damage. It was
piercing
not good.
blow, high damage, and then you rolled a Sauron rune.
Oh, that's right. On my
for the severity, so you were actually dying. You weren't just wounded, you were dying. And
oh my gosh.
And did we rolled to get you stabilized, right? We
Yeah,
didn't leave that.
So they both tried. The first one failed, so I was down to there's one chance left.
Yeah.
I've got an hour left to live if this second heal doesn't work.
Yes.
Yep.
And the second heal worked. I think based purely on the Gandalf rune.
Oh, right.
That's why he's alive.
Yeah.
And I think maybe you have like one endurance or 1 point.
Yeah, I've got one endurance left, and I have to add 10 days to my recovery time. Like he is done. He is not going to be fighting anything for a while.
Yeah. I think
Welcome
I failed.
To the club.
Right. Yeah, I failed, and then Oda succeeded.
Oda got So
Mhm.
it was it wasn't the Gandalf room, but she had a bonus die.
Yes.
And that's what made the difference. So
The hope.
yeah.
The hope. And like
Yes,
That's
the
right.
hope. The hope made the difference. So
It did.
So that's where we're at. And like I
But
say,
that does create a precarious situation.
it's a precarious situation. So I see Silumir as being one of two things, or one of three things actually. He could be captured still.
Yeah.
He could have been captured but escaped.
Mhm.
Okay. Or they were talking about somebody else. And then Silumir just like shows up and he's like, there you guys are. Because
They
they
were
were
looking for you guys for a
leaving-
week.
Yeah.
You guys
they
were,
were
told you to stay here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they were leaving like trail markers for you to
Yeah.
follow in case you were like, tracking
they
them.
do about like 12 miles out of the way.
Yeah, it was a
All
lot.
up the favor.
Also, we kind of joked about going back to the same place and just laying there. And like, even though we had gone through that whole like troll battle, we're all just laying there, just like, oh, and you're just like, you haven't moved like a muscle since I left. Like, what's going on with you?
Sods.
Yeah.
So
But we ventured into this treacherous cave.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I don't know if timing would work, but I like the idea if he started following their trail markers and was trying to track them
Ah.
down, and he got ambushed because the other group was following them as well. So then he got captured.
Yeah.
So that's how he wound up there.
Okay.
I like that.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know, whichever one would make more sense. Either he could escape and meet them up, or they could find him in a room somewhere. Either way, I'm
Mhm.
fine.
Mhm. Okay.
I could roll for it and see if he would manage to escape during the kerfuffle.
Yeah, I guess you could roll a feat die and see how that turns out. And like
So nervous.
I
the
know.
the lower the number, the worse the result. Obviously, an Eye of Sauron rune would be like the worst result. But if you roll a Gandalf rune, or even like a 10 or
Can
something,
you just roll a regular feat die?
you can just roll D12, and an 11 would be a Sauron, and a 12 would be a Gandalf.
Okay.
I'll get some music going here too.
Yeah. You had good music last time.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
solid lower middle.
Yeah.
All right, let me look at I do actually have a nice little chart here for what
I could have
happens
gotten
when you're
away,
under.
but I don't have my equipment.
Right.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. You don't have your equipment, and then also give me a valor roll to avoid picking up any shadow points.
Oh, come on now. Wait.
Oh.
I rolled 2-1. No, wait, what?
Mm,
That's not right.
10 success die. No, wait a minute. 10
right.
on
Yeah,
the
I rolled
success dice.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you rolled a 1 on the feat dice.
Yeah, I rolled a 1. That's what it was. Okay.
Okay, so you
That's
picked
a
up a
fail.
point of shadow as well.
I'll add it to the growing list.
But
what?
the upside is that you have some idea of what the hell's going on in the bowels of Mount Graham now. So there is that.
Okay.
You did get that part.
Nah, that's nice.
All right, let me just go in. Come on now. There we go. Okay, so meanwhile, back in this chamber, this hexagonal chamber that you find yourselves in with
Yes.
tunnels heading off in every direction, all 6 points. And poor Haleth, barely conscious, pale, struggling.
Got a rag stuffed in my side or whatever to stop
Right.
the
Yes.
lung from collapsing.
Exactly. Yeah, you got a little flexi straw sticking out of you. So, what's the move? What's going on?
I don't know if we should leave.
Yeah, I don't think we should move him. So yes, I think it's turned to
Alice isn't
Odo.
doing great.
Yeah, yeah.
Going deeper in doesn't sound. That can't be right either.
So I can say, I can sneak around and I can see, and if you stay here with Haleth, maybe I can see where Silumir is. I'll do some sneaking and stealthing. And by the way, my stealth is favored, and I have
Okay.
3 in it. So
Okay.
So
I imagine Haleth probably wants to say no, so he's like, "No, I can come with," and he starts to get up, and then it's like,
Bless you.
"No."
Yeah. Sound of steam escaping, and then you're like, nope.
Right, yeah, no, actually, sit right here. I'm going to sit right here and guard this spot. This is a good spot
This
for me
very
to guard.
spot, yes.
Okay. So Odo's gonna clap Melly on the shoulder and be like, you can do this.
thanks.
Small but
So-
mighty. I've seen you wield that short sword. Smart head on your shoulders. Eyes open. Quiet as a mouse.
So I nod grimly in a cute hobbity way, and off I go.
Even when
and
you're trying to be grim, it's still cute.
It's still cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime Mary and Pippin are being serious, it's adorable. So
That's true.
so I'm gonna pat Haleth on the shoulder, and I won't say anything, and then off I go to stealth my way into the darkness.
All right. Let me just make a quick roll to see what you may have to stealth your way
Oh.
through or around. Oh boy. Okay. So go ahead and make that stealth roll for me, please.
Why are you like this? All right, I'm going to.
This chart has one good outcome. Everything else.
I'm gonna
is
use.
like-
I'm spending hope. My hope is now down to 2.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
It's been that bad. Yes, Marley. Yes. I am going
I think I have 3.
great success. Yeah. It's the same. Yeah. So great
Ooh,
success.
great
Thank
success.
God.
Okay. So you're now miserable, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because your hope is lower than your shadow.
Yeah. No, I am miserable. Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
What does that do again? I forget.
It probably penalizes something.
Well, it penalizes something, but we all know what weary
I can't be
does.
bothered.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm looking it up right now.
All right. They're
Thank
looking it
you.
up. Thank you.
In the meantime,
I'm stealthing my way toward a bad
with
outcome.
that great success, let me make another roll here.
If the feat die results in a Sauron icon, the action fails regardless of the total obtained by the roll.
That's it.
Holy
Yeah, it doesn't just count for 0. It's an auto fail.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Not as bad as Weary.
No, it's not as brutal
No,
as weary
Weary-
for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
True.
But weary's easier to get rid of.
That's
whereas,
right.
Yes.
Because your hope,
Miserable.
your
Only
hope
comes
doesn't
back during the end of an
refresh.
adventure. Yeah, that's when you get it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's why
And
I've
remember,
stopped spending hope.
I
Well-
did for a while, and last session because I was like, we pull out all the
Yeah.
stops.
Exactly.
remember, you guys
Pulling out
have
all the
3
stops.
fellowship points. That's a pool of effectively hope points that anyone can spend with everyone's consent.
Okay.
So it's good as
Thanks
a
for the reminder.
emergency backup. Yeah.
As I'm moving through this place,
Mm.
I'm noticing the dwarven, like the touches, right? Because this
Yeah.
is a former dwarven hold.
It is for sure.
So I'm noticing the I don't know, carvings or etchings, or what would it be?
Yeah, like well, of course everything is very sturdily dug and delved. And then yeah, there's, let's see, this part of the tunnels definitely seem to have once served as like living quarters, because there are these sort of nice art deco-y touches, so
Yeah.
so
Geometric.
yeah, geometric. That being said, the floors are filthy. The walls are covered with various like fungal and moldy growths, just not, you don't want to spend too much time down here, or else you're going to be, filing for disability in 10 to 20 years when the
Definitely don't want to have any sort of open wounds. down
yeah
here.
no definitely don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
that.
Oh, like a punctured lung or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, well, first of all, you don't
Oh.
want to get stabbed with any kind of orc weapon.
Oh no.
Definitely don't want it to be a puncture wound, and you definitely don't
Oh.
want to be recuperating in these halls. So good thing that doesn't apply to anybody here.
Jesus. All right. Okay.
Anyways, so you stealth your way along these darkened tunnels. You of course have no light source. However, there are periodically foul smelling rushlights that are lit
Yeah.
in like chambers ahead of you.
Okay.
So it provides enough ambient light, and sort of like, very carefully feeling your way along the wall so you don't end up with a handful of mold, or
Right.
mushrooms. You come to another one of these hexagonal chambers, and this one has a very strange and grisly scene, sort of very purposefully put together, I guess, set up. And your immediate thought is that it's a good thing Oda isn't here.
Oh no.
What you see is basically a small pyramid
Oh.
made of hundreds of mummified, severed dwarf heads, all of which bear some kind of crude mark carved into their foreheads, either with a knife or a sharp claw.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I squint my eyes closed, and I keep walking, like feeling along the wall.
So, of the tunnels that branch off from this chamber, only one seems to have any kind of flickering ambient light. So, more or less by necessity, you choose that one.
Mm-hmm.
This one is even worse shape, and it slopes downwards very slightly. There's a smell of like a musk of fear, I would say, sort of like sweat and adrenaline in the air. And as you draw closer, you can see that this chamber is larger than the other two you've passed through before. There's what appears to be a stairway leading down on the far side, but the interior of the chamber is densely packed. This is sort of a high vaulted hall, really, but it's densely packed with all the contraptions that the wicked minds of orcs can imagine to torment their prisoners. Fortunately, nobody is on any of these torture devices at the moment. But as you are observing everything from your shadowy perch, you can see from down the steps on the far side a shadow on the wall as something is coming up the stairs.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna find something to hide under or along as soon as I can.
All right. So you dart forward and hide under a torture rack, and you're gazing out, and you see it's just a lone figure, and they're sort of staggering out a bit, and then you recognize a familiar face.
Yay!
Face of Captain Silumir himself.
Yes. All right.
So Silumir, you have effected your escape from the dungeons below the torture chambers, and you unfortunately were only able to free yourself before, in the brief moment that the orc guards had stepped away from their posts to go and do whatever the hell orcs do. But unfortunately, you had to leave behind several cells with prisoners freshly arrived from the Breeland, men and hobbits alike.
So Silumir is coming up the stairs and keeping one hand along the stones as he's walking along to make sure he doesn't trip or fall over in the dim light, and comes back into the torture chamber, which I'm sure he saw on the way in, and is trying to. He probably wasn't brought in through the back door, so his right now he's thinking, "Oh, I have to go back through the front gate, which is guarded.
Yeah,
there's got to be another way out." So he starts moving as quietly as he can through, not only trying to find a way out, but trying to find anything to use as a weapon. The last thing he wants to do is get caught unarmed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the good news there is that there's plenty of orcish implements of torture that you can pick up and effectively use as a short sword or something, little hooked blades and that sort of thing. So
okay,
just for the time being, at least.
Yeah, he definitely grabs something like that.
And when you were brought in, there are holding pens up just on the inside of the portcullis gate. So you you were probably brought in before the other prisoners were brought in. So you were kept up there for a couple days, and then these other prisoners were brought in. But during that time, you were regularly visited and tormented by the HOIC, the head orc in charge. One Radgul. He's a sneering and cunning orc chieftain, and really enjoyed coming around and taunting you and bragging that he captured one of the rangers of the north, and made these sort of dark hints about you suffering the same fate as that walking corpse below. What he said multiple times. Something about the evil in the shadows will take you.
So, 2 questions. How many people were down in the bottom below? How many other people were brought in while I was down there?
There were a dozen.
Okay. And did I see where they were storing any equipment or anything where they took my stuff, or was it just taken out of sight?
It was taken like as soon as you were brought in, so it may be up still around the holding cells, or they may have brought it down further into the tunnels.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then, Selimir starts moving through. You see him briefly stop and grab some sort of wickedly hooked piece of metal with like leather wraps around the base of it. He hefts it, makes a face, but it's gonna do in a pinch, and starts moving through the room full of torture equipment. Doesn't see Melly, so it's moving towards one of the however many open doors there are, or entrances, exits.
Yeah. So right before he's like makes a decision about which door to go through or whatever, I go like, Selimir, like whisper it.
He like freezes and is looking around, like eyes darting all over the place. Like, is his mind playing tricks on him again? Is this
now I'm
something really happening?
So then I scramble from under the torture rack and like, Selimir, you're okay.
What are you doing here?
Come on, follow me. So I'm gonna lead.
Don't tell me twice. We can talk this out later.
Yeah.
So I lead him back through the tunnel, past that horrible chamber, and we make it back really well. It's really cool and everything. So thanks, David. Great game.
Yes, you did. I'll be nice. I'll be nice.
I mean, I feel like it's been a pretty quick, pretty quick in terms.
And you got a great success on your roll.
Thank you. So we scoot past the chamber of heads, and then I'll say,
Selimir doesn't even acknowledge it. Like, that's everything else you've seen. Oh yeah, there's another pile of skulls. Okay.
Right,
yeah.
Here we
or
go.
Interior decorating.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I lead you all the way through, not talking a lot because I don't want to call attention,
Yeah,
so
no words.
So I'm just leading you through, and then we make it back to this little antechamber, I guess, that we're in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I look at Oda like excitedly, like, I found him.
And she's like gonna like hide her surprise a little. And she's like, I knew you would. I didn't doubt it for a minute.
Oh.
Of course you did. Yeah.
So I'll say Helith is really hurt badly. We tried to help him, and Oda's been helping him.
I imagine Oda's pretty near to frantic over Halith's condition. He's hurt bad. Like, and really grateful to see Selimir and Melly come back, and she's kind of like, I don't know what to do. Like, he's like, this is deep. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I could heal it a bit, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Selimir is looking over the ensemble and then looks at Halith. Just, how bad is it?
No, Halith has a big old entry wound into his side. I'm at 1 endurance. Like,
he's asking Halith how bad is it? Not how's it look. How bad is it?
I don't know that it would have, like, there's no way those orc blades were clean. I don't think that would have taken effect immediately.
No.
But he's probably got a fever.
Yeah.
And he's probably barely, like, I mean, he's 1 endurance. He's barely awake. Might not even be sure that Selimir isn't some sort of fever dream / whatever. So if he's thinking that it's his own internal demons that he's wrestling with, like, is this just a vision of Selimir that my mind is telling me is here? He would be like, it's fine. And, of course he tries to go and sit up again, and something snaps and a bunch of blood starts pooling out, and he's like, and he has to sit back down again. Like, it's not good.
We have 12 innocent people, at least, in cages waiting to be tortured and killed below. And you can't walk.
No.
Ooh.
We have to get him out. Oda and Melly, can you escort him?
So
Can I carry him?
that's a good question.
Probably. You're pretty strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll turn to Silmir. Like, I want to help those people. We need to get them out.
Here's the biggest problem I'm having. Actually, David, I'm not sure if I can. Silimir's been dealing with evil men and orcs and goblins and stuff for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I have the idea that if once they realize he is gone, they're gonna hunt him down.
Yes.
So if they turn around and try and run, it's just gonna lead, and Haleth's gonna be slowing them down because he's injured. It's just gonna lead to them getting attacked on the open field somewhere.
Right.
If they can't hide.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Is that logical?
Yeah, that's very logical. Plus, you'd be running out onto the Ettenmoors, so trolls.
Yeah.
And don't turn to stone in the morning.
Right.
These may.
Right.
Depends. It depends on what kind of troll they are.
If we flee now without dealing with the problem, we're just going to be hunted down, and we're also going to condemn those people to death. Is there anything we can do to Haleth, for Haleth, that make him comfortable? Or to get him back on his feet, at least just for now?
I mean, has it been a day? Because I could try, if it's the next day, I could try healing him again.
No, I think it's only been like an hour or two.
Yeah, it hasn't been very long. And I'm looking at the rules right now. Like, short rest would be great, except I've been wounded, so I don't recover any points since I'm wounded. And I don't think any of us are carrying any healing things that can assist him.
Maybe.
Haleth, do you have a bow?
I do have a bow.
Stay behind the hobbit. She'll protect you.
All right.
Thought you were gonna, like, in the action movies where they like give the guy a gun.
Yeah, leave it behind.
Hard to shoot a bow from laying down, though.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. The good news is in these close quarters, you don't have to draw it very far. Just enough to give it a little twang.
So it's probably, he's probably like, he bandages himself back up. I mean, it is one endurance. So, get help foisting him, back to his feet. And then every so often he's just kind of leaning up against the cave walls as you guys kind of scurry and move forward. The trick will be mechanically, I don't want to get wounded again.
Yeah, that's
correct.
If I get wounded again, there is no saving him.
That's sure death, yeah.
That's why if we're fighting in close quarters, though, they shouldn't be able to get past Oda and all the three of us, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you walk, Haleth? Like, can you slump along?
As far as I can tell,
like,
I can shuffle.
fevered and bleeding with a punctured lung.
As far as I can tell, the only mechanical effect for having low endurance is that it guarantees you're going to be weary. Since
yes, I'm 100% weary, so my rolls are not going to be great.
Yeah.
But I can still do things, and the only other worry is being wounded. If I get wounded again, I can be dropped to 0 endurance and knocked unconscious, fine. But if I got like another piercing blow or another anything like that, then it is straight, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Checking out and be done.
It's pretty bad.
There is an orc or goblin or whatever. Somebody is in charge. I would like to save these people, but if nothing else, if we kill the one that's in charge, that will throw them into enough disarray that hopefully we can escape while they try and do their internal squabbles to figure out who the next in the pecking order is.
So I'll say Radgul. Is that the name of the orc leader?
Their barbaric tongue sounds the same to me. I'm not sure.
We heard that name. And so I start I pull out my dagger and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I could get him.
Ooh, assassin.
I'm an assassin hobbit. What the fuck?
Well,
But
if we
I
find
mean-
him, he will not be alone, so I can distract them if you can take him out.
I'm here too.
Oh, you're going to be part of the distraction.
Yeah, you're going to be wrecking shit in order to
I'm just like
distract
the little.
me.
I'm just the little mosquito. I'm the little mosquito or
Yes.
scorpion bite. You know, that's like.
Uh-huh.
Oda, it's up to you and I to keep them from getting to Haleth.
Hey, just checking. There's a plan happening. Wait.
Hey.
Haleth, I hate to do this to you. I'm going to take your sword.
Oh no.
Suck.
I'm sorry.
He doesn't like it, but I mean, as a ranger, he doesn't like it. But he also understands I am of no use, and if I am the one swinging a sword, we're already up Shit's Creek without a paddle. So it might as well be more. It's more useful in someone's hands who's less completely ruined than he is right now.
If I take your sword and shield from you, it'll also reduce your load.
This is
Hey.
also true.
Silver linings.
Our silver linings. It's true. Oh dear.
Oh, this is completely random, but
Good.
I realized at the end of last session, it was so dramatic, I forgot to remind everyone to give themselves 3 adventure points. and
Hope
3
points. Oh.
No, your experience.
Also, technically a shadow point because I was wounded. You're supposed to get a shadow point when you watch
Sure.
one of your good friends go down.
Lovely.
So-
Lovely.
Team are you on? What's going on here?
Teacher, can we get more homework? Yes.
Yeah, right. Excuse.
Wait. So what was the other
Uh,
thing, David? What did
Oh,
you
just
say?
your experience. You know, you get 3 points of
Oh.
adventure points and 3 points of skill points.
Got it.
Yep.
So add 3 to the adventure points.
Uh-huh.
And skill points.
And skill points. Okay.
Yep. For what it's worth.
A shadow.
And a shot.
And increased shadow. So I saw an ancient and cold evil in these caves. Silumir, just letting you. So I'll turn to Silumir, and I'll say, "There's an ancient and cold evil in this cave."
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I saw it.
And those are the words you use to describe ancient
Yeah.
and cold evil, but we don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
No, I told Oda about it. Oda was like, "Yeah, both Aleph and Oda were not thrilled with this news."
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hmm. Was it down low, deep?
Mm.
David, remind me, was it? Or was
I
it just
don't-
on the surface? Was it surface cold or deep down?
What were the circumstances? I forget.
I walked up into was when we walked into this cavern and it was just, or the cave or the
You have
house.
to
Oh.
roll for something.
And you
I
got it.
rolled and then I got,
Vision.
You got the vibe. Okay.
yeah, I got the bad
It
vibes.
did seem to be coming up from the bowels of the
Okay, so I'll
of the
say
complex.
I'll say it was deep below.
From the roots of the mountain, as Tolkien
Right.
would no doubt have me say.
Yes.
Then we will try not to delve too deep. Right now, we are in no shape to be fighting ancient evils, cold, warm, or otherwise. But
Lukewarm or
evil.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Lukewarm evil. Mm.
A little humid. It's humid evil.
It's a humid
not-
evil.
It's a
It's
moist
not a
evil.
dry evil.
yeah, we're not a
It's dry,
prime
yeah.
evil here. We're more of a
Moist evil. It's a
Yeah.
moist.
Yes.
Dank.
Dank. Yeah.
So okay, so I'm giving you a heads up. Just this is everything that I've
I
been like
appreciate it.
probably wanting to tell Silumir the whole time.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, this happened and this, and I lost my salt.
Yeah. Nelly lost her salt. It was stolen by a magpie.
If only.
Rude.
I mean, those are the problems you want to have, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, that was upsetting.
that was very upsetting. Made me cry. Yeah.
It was it's what we call foreshadowing, you know. It was the first
Hey.
tragedy of many since you came to Mount Graham. So yes.
Okay. So
So do you have any idea of where the quarters of these orcs would be? I mean, I've kind of probably only seen 2 areas: the
Yeah.
front and then down to my cavern or my prison.
Yes, exactly. You were definitely taken down several flights of steps and past many halls and galleries and that sort of thing. Yeah. So as for where they may make their abodes, you would not have a specific idea, but it's kind of, you know, they're all over the place. It's kind of like, you know, infiltrating an ant hill, really. So
Great.
Yeah.
Well, this is a high up ant, so I'm going to make an assumption that they would likely take over a nice area or a nicer area. Oda, do you have any idea where the guard captain or anybody of stature would have a residence or a dwelling within a dwarven hold?
Well, it's each one is unique. Not all dwarven holds are the same. Not all dwarven. But yeah, I mean, if it makes any strategic sense, they'll go. I'm just making this up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's fine. Go.
Yeah.
Riff.
Yeah.
Riff on.
Yeah.
So, you know, generally dwarves work in layers, right? Because we're digging deep. And so, like, there would be, we saw the gate that they sculled over would be the entrance, and then that would be like the city part. And then the deeper you go, we get into like the more mine areas, because those aren't always like safe for children per se. And so in that, there should be like a large chamber, right? And then there would be rooms off of there where you would have different, you know, I don't know, the farms and that have access to sunlight, and then the quarters, and then like the meeting rooms and the great halls. So this way.
Yeah, why don't you make an explore roll and give yourself a bonus die for that nice riffage, and we'll see how many successes you can rack up. Hopefully,
I am favored in explorer.
yes. No.
What?
That's not cool. That's
Yikes.
mean.
You rolled 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. All right. Well, like you say,
I should get something for that. No.
like you
Dwarven
say,
holds
not all
different.
dwarf holds are built the
Yeah.
same, and so these are different peoples than your, you know, the clans that you came from. And, yeah, you have no idea. So it's conjecture. It's an educated guess, but ultimately you just have to set off in the best direction you can ascertain.
At the very least, then I think we should set off towards the prisons, because if we can release them, at least some of those people they can hold a weapon. And I would rather give them a fighting chance than leave them to their fate with nothing.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. A nod.
Saving the people is more important than getting the orcs, especially because we're a wounded company here.
Getting the orc was to ensure that we could escape safely. We don't have a lot of time, though. We should move.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, let's go.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, I'll start leading the way since I know
Yeah.
roughly where it was.
Yeah, I'll follow.
This is, of course, going to take you through the Chamber of Dwarf Heads.
Oh.
Again, Silumir is not thinking about it. Sorry. It's just
Mhm.
one of
Yeah.
many horrors that's in this place.
Yeah, Melly definitely knows and like turns to Oda and says, I have no words actually. So she just turns around and looks at her like sadly and then just keeps walking ahead.
And I think the circumstances are so presently dire that Oda's going to notice and just like compartmentalize. Like, I can't. I'm worried about Haleth. I'm worried about these freeing the slaves. Like, I can't even deal with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you
Thanks,
pass
David.
along. What? Okay.
Sorry.
Do we give the lore master shadow points?
He needs them.
Hey, being a lore master just gives you shadow points, is what I've discovered.
I'm just stressed out. I'm taking it out on David. I know it's not his
Fine,
fault.
fine.
It's not.
Yeah, I'll start sending them really mean messages at random times too.
Ooh,
It's fine.
Yeah,
Good.
okay, cool.
Just peppered throughout the week.
Nice.
Just throughout the week.
You feeling bad now? How about now?
Real passive aggressive.
So I will say, Oda, that as you all are passing through these halls, there are these like patterns that are carved into the walls, as I mentioned. But you, as a dwarf, realize that many of these patterns are actually more like runic sigils, sort of almost like they're intended to be like, sub-level 3A, and then like a little arrow pointing up, here's level 3 or whatever, right? Because it's an unfamiliar settlements and unfamiliar peoples, you would need to make a riddle roll in order to correctly.
I think I might have riddle. Good.
Yeah, you do.
I might do good riddle.
Okay, do good riddle.
I didn't do good explore.
No,
Mm.
no. Make up for it here, maybe. We'll see.
Mm.
Aha!
Yes.
Hey,
Barely.
okay, there we
Okay,
go.
yeah.
There we go. All right. So yeah, as you see these various sigils, a better picture starts to form in your mind. So now you're starting to get an idea of where you're located and where that main hall might be in relation to where you're at. So, yeah.
Okay. This way.
All right, so that brings up the question, do you want to carry on forward towards the dungeons and try and free these prisoners, knowing that there are orc guards down there? Or do you want to turn around and head back up towards the hall to go after Radgul?
Yes, Silmir.
What was that roll for?
Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I was just
Sometimes I just like to roll dice.
For the
Oh
audience,
my.
a random roll just appeared with
Yeah.
no context.
sneaky.
I still think we should go towards the people and release them then, since we're so close now.
So, okay, yeah, Oda, what do you say to that?
I want to get out of this mountain. I want to get off of these moors. I want a fucking beer. It sucked. Let's get them. Let's get out of here.
So I hear that, but I'm like, I want to go get this Radgul guy.
Do both.
I'm feeling, how? Like,
We can get the prisoners first, and then we can go for Radgul second.
I feel like he's gonna get away, and I don't want to be a lone wolf, so I'll nod and I'll just say, yeah, like, okay. Staying focused and committed to our goal is to free the people first. Okay.
So you press onwards. You arrive at the torture chamber. I would also ask all of you to make awareness rolls for me, please.
Okay. Mine's a fail.
That's not a great one for me. Oh.
Silamir, great
Silamir made it.
success.
It's like totally adrenalinized. Like,
Yeah.
totally like, more so, just eyes. Yeah.
Okay, so Silmir, as you are coming up towards the torture chamber and the entrance to the dungeons below, you get the feeling. There's nothing concrete. You can't point to anything. But the hair is on the back of your neck, your ranger training, your experience, all of it is telling you something is following you, the party. Back in the dark, back in the shadows.
Okay, Silmir is gonna keep walking and he's just gonna motion his hand up to the next person, I guess Oda or whoever's next in line.
Yeah.
And real quietly he's gonna whisper, "Keep going. Someone's following us," and I'm gonna try and ambush them.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna wait right at the edge of the door frame for the next person.
Then
to come
Oda
through.
starts like stomping particularly loud in the direction.
I'm walking this way.
All the jewels are like jangling.
Jingle jangle. Yeah.
All the bags of gold she's still carrying for some reason.
So yeah, the rest of you cross this vaulted hall filled with orcish torture implements, and you arrive at the top of the steps leading down to the dungeons. The steps are um, sort of well worn from lots of traffic, rather sadly, and there's a very chill air blowing up from beneath. And Silumir, you post up at the door and you wait for whatever it is that was following you to enter. And a minute goes by, and another minute goes by, and nothing comes in.
He risks like a peek around the corner. Like, is there nothing? Am I going crazy?
You're just looking into shadowy darkness. So, yeah.
All right, I'll catch up with my friends then.
Okay.
Actually, is there are the little, so there's like some kind of like sconces or smelly, stinky flames, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they movable?
Yeah, you can take one down.
If he takes one down and he just turns suddenly and throws it into the dark hallway behind them, see if anything is like lurking back there.
That's so smart.
The flame arcs into the hall and it hits the ground, and these are just rush lights, so it goes out almost immediately upon hitting the floor. But in that moment, it was like the darkness was being, pushed back by the light as it was flying through the air. But there was one patch of darkness that moved a half a second later than the rest of the darkness. Silently, almost undetectable.
Shit.
Nobody ever said infiltrating an orc hold would be easy.
Yeah.
We never said.
Yeah, he like hurries off like, and I'm gonna grab another one off the wall, so we have a constant source of light now with us.
Right.
We are being followed by something. I cannot tell you what it is. It blends in with the darkness.
You can't tell us. Like, you can tell us. We can.
No.
Yeah.
It blends in with the darkness, and
You
it
can't
did
tell
not
us,
approach.
or you won't tell us.
I have not. It is a living shadow. Is what it appeared to be. So we need to move quickly and stay in the light.
Okay. Up.
Grab another light. I'll pass one to Melly.
Then I'm like holding it, just like, ugh. Like it just smells so bad.
Yeah.
It's
Nasty.
Like,
Some kind of
grimacing.
pitchy tar that they've used as
Yeah.
the accelerant. So,
Grimacing.
yeah. All right. Down into the bells below. All right. How do you want to go about this? Silumir, you are aware that there are indeed some orc guards down there. You counted 5 total. They mostly just hang out at a little crude wooden table down at one end, throwing bones and getting into fights over, winnings, using more of those pilfered dwarf coins. And but occasionally we'll get up and, either wander off to, tend to some orky business, or go, poke at the prisoners and taunt them a bit if they get bored with their gambling.
Was there like a side area they typically use to relieve themselves or anything?
Yeah, there was some little side hall that they would head off down, which was the opportunity you took to escape, was when a couple of them had gone up the stairs and a couple had gone down the side hall and a couple had gone over to taunt some prisoners further in the dungeon. So
I was gonna say we should wait until one of them comes to relieve themselves, at least even the playing field a little bit, and then catch the rest off guard if possible.
Okay.
We're not going to be able to talk our way past this one, and I don't think we're going to be able to sneak in.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wasn't there something about orcs, like you could intimidate them or confuse them?
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yes. Let me get there. So, yes, orcs are craven. Well, at least the orc, rabble. So they can't. They are extra susceptible to the intimidate foe maneuver, basically.
All right. So what's our formation? Like, what are we?
Yeah. What's your approach? So you want to wait until at least one of them kind of ambles off.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to face the whole gang.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would require, I think, everyone to succeed at a stealth roll so that you can lay low until such time.
God.
How good is Oda at stealthing?
Pretty good.
I succeeded.
I've got a 1, but I'm favored somehow, so.
You can be favored with a 1.
Haleth is a shadow. Yeah, Sylvia, no!
Just me.
Well, luckily we got enough great successes to cover it, but I feel like Haleth is especially stealthy right now because he's just not moving. You're basically like laying him on the ground, and he's like, "Okay, I live here now.
I'm a rock. I'm one with the earth.
Yeah, just
great.
He blends in with the other bodies.
Yeah.
You're like, control your breathing. I'm like, not a problem. Hurts to breathe, just fine.
Oh my god.
It hurts to breathe.
No.
3 out of 4 successes, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. And yeah, we had a great success, so that covers. So yeah, you position yourselves on the stairs so that you are able to keep an eye on things. And let's see, I will roll a feat die.
Don't do anything. Don't roll a damn dice.
How lucky you get.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Mid.
Very
so mid. Out of the 5, 2 of them eventually take a break and they get up and disappear off into the darkness.
Go to the orc vending machines.
That's right. They're gonna go get some red hot Cheetos.
Tamales.
They're into black licorice. Come on, they're orcs.
Wow.
Damn, shots fired. All right. So
I feel like they eat Pringles. Sorry, I just had to interrupt you.
Pringles.
I don't know. It seems like a Pringles thing.
I've had about enough of your Pringles,
some kind
Pringles
of
bashing.
Jerky meat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
Bugles for sure. If we're gonna go with like nasty fast food or
7-Eleven
gas
jerky.
station sushi.
Yeah. Yikes. Okay. So on that note, what are you doing?
Okay. The original idea I was having was ambush the ones that were going away.
Yeah, I thought they were
kill.
gonna
Yeah,
come
that was the idea.
Right. Well, I only rolled in the middle of the feat die,
so they went somewhere else.
Although half of them did depart, they didn't come your direction.
Got it. Okay, tracking.
Yeah.
How fast can we? Oda leans into Silamir and pulls Melly in too.
Yeah.
Like, Alice, you stay there.
I'm just picturing the scene from Princess Bride where he's like up against the wall and like having to roll his head.
It's like 100%. Yeah. And just like raising his sword just enough to fend people off.
Silamir has to like grab his chin to like move his head to follow the conversation.
So good.
How fast do you think we could take these 3 if we all go in?
If we move quickly and your blade strikes true, seconds.
Yeah.
Still miss.
Okay.
David, where's our music?
Well, I'm waiting to see if I need to put on the combat music or not.
So I'll just
let's
say
go now. They just left.
Yeah.
And right now it's 3, and it could be 5.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Now.
Oda wants to like Leroy Jenkins, like.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay. So you are once again getting the drop on your enemies. So you all made a stealth roll, meaning you can all ambush, and surprise enemies won't be able to make opening volleys and lose 1d on all combat rolls in the first close quarters round. So here we go. All right. This is untested, but we'll see how it goes. It's dramatic.
All right.
It's dramatic. All right, so we have got, I think I've got their stats in here. Yes. All right. So you will be fighting let's see how to do the math here. Two of these sort of rabbly orcs, and then they're sort of like captain of the guards, I guess, who's bigger and tougher looking. So who wants to target whomst? Also, I guess Haleth, you get first dibs since you got the bow.
Yeah, so I will be in rearward.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Haleth would do the math and be like, I could hit the big bad, the captain. I don't think it's worth doing that, though. In his mind, he probably wants to nail one of the mooks just so that that's not something that the ones who are actually going to go into close combat can need to focus on. Because if I can get rid of one of the lackeys, then more people can focus on the captain of the guard. And that way, that stops him from being as major of a threat. So I feel like, I mean, he would discuss it, obviously, but I feel like his first shot is going to try and be a headshot on one of the rabbles, just to try and get him out of the way to spare a turn.
That sound good to everybody?
Yeah. I like it.
Great.
Okay, cool. All right, go for it then. You're targeting a rabble orc.
Air stance, firing my bow. I'm going to give myself a point of hope because I still have some, and I need the help. Try and counteract this weary. What is parry, if any?
Parry is 1.
Parry of 1. Okay. And let's see what happens. No.
Okay. Weary failure.
Oh, weary failures. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so an arrow goes whizzing past the head of one of these orcs. They look up from their game, only to see a dwarf, a ranger, and a hobbit charging towards them.
Lovely.
How about stances? Is everyone forward?
Forward.
Yeah, forward for sure.
Okay, then let's start with Silmir.
All right. He charges directly at the biggest captain or the sergeant or whatever they've got.
Yeah, sergeant. Yeah.
He's wielding Haleth's blade in 2 hands as he rushes in.
Nice.
And it just plows right into the orc who's sitting down.
Yeah.
All right.
And he said, "Parry is his parry also 1?"
His parry's 2.
Okay.
As he kicks the table towards you, by himself a little bit.
Oh, geez.
Oh!
The
Didn't
table
work.
doesn't matter. I just kick it back at him.
Fucking work.
Yes!
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will go ahead. I'm already gonna do a piercing on him. So I'll keep the piercing blow, and I'll just extra damage twice.
Okay. Cool.
So it's going to be a total of 17 damage, and then a piercing blow at 20 injury.
Okay. I'll just do a quick roll here. All right. Well, he succeeded on the protection roll, but he only had 16 endurance. So,
Okay.
I don't know. How do you take him out?
So he kicks the table over, and Silmir just vaults the table and comes down straight down and stabs into his chest.
Nice. All right, out. He's out. All right, Oda. And remember your bonus die for forward. And this guy's parry is a 1.
Oh.
Sauce.
Oh, extraordinary piercing blow.
Wow.
And a Gandalf rune.
Wow. Wow.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right. Well, let me make his protection roll first and foremost here. Injury rating of 18. Are you two-handed or one-handed?
Two-handed.
Okay.
Of course.
However.
Come on, that was an extraordinary piercing blow.
That's what I'm talking
well,
about.
I'm guessing that you want to double up your bonus damage there.
Yeah.
All right, so that would be 19. So he only had 6 endurance. So I don't know. What do you just split him open basically?
Kill him and his descendants.
And his,
Yeah,
his testicles just go flying out and just smash into the wall and explode, and that's that. I don't know if orcs have nards, but
Looks like ectoplasm, I think.
Ectoplasm. His egg sacs go flying across the. So that leaves Melly.
So who's left? Like, what does it look like now?
There's one. Well, it's all simultaneous. So
Yeah.
you're slamming into the third orc basically.
Okay,
So
yeah. I mean, I guess all I can hope for is basically like a dagger to the hip somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Aim
Just
for the
a
pelvis.
wound of some sort.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have my short sword. I am wielding it. It's happening. It's a parry of 2, correct?
Parry of 1, actually.
Parry of 1.
You're
Okay. And
bonus
there
die.
we go. I failed.
A little
'Cause I'm
hobbit
miserable,
friend.
by the way.
Oh well.
Oh, why does it say bow? Okay,
Oh,
wait,
you
that
rolled the
was
wrong
wrong.
thing.
I did. Okay, let's try this
Roll
one more
again,
time.
please.
We're gonna do that, and hopefully a great success.
Oh, that's much better.
Yay!
Yay! Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to add your strength to that damage?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, strength.
Okay. All right.
Strength
Of
is. Why is this? This happened last time.
strength of 4. Oh, you couldn't find it on your sheet. Right?
Yeah, I'm just confused staring
Okay.
at it, and it's
So,
been weeks.
it's,
So I have no excuse.
It's been a week, you mean?
No, it's been weeks that we've been playing this game and staring at the character sheet, and I still
gotcha.
don't know where strength is on my
Gotcha.
sheet for some
Upper
reason.
left diamond where it says
4.
waiting.
4. Yes, thank you.
You got it.
So yes, I would like to add that to the.
Okay, so that makes 7.
Yes.
Okay. Now this one had 12 endurance, so
Okay, that sucks.
Rude.
Why? What? I mean,
luck of the draw. Okay, so he is down to 5.
So I do get a dagger in his hip.
You do. It's just not enough to kill him.
Yeah, no, it's a very bad wound.
But he is going to lose a die on his return
Okay.
as he unsheathes his scimitar with a loud swinging noise.
Is it a metal scabbard?
Absolutely. No.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's a leather scabbard. It still makes a swinging noise.
Somehow.
That's what the people pay their money for.
I
All
see.
right. What is your parry, please?
My parry is not something you can beat. It is 18.
That's right. You have very good parry. It's unbeatable, baby.
Aha!
Oh, he's weary. What the
Yeah!
hell?
I like that.
Yeah. A dagger in the hip
I love
is
that
not
it
fun.
calculates whether they're weary or not. That's so funny. All right.
Maybe he was just didn't have enough Pringles that day. And just...
Well, you know, he's at 5 endurance and he's got a scimitar and he's got
I know.
armor,
I was just
so
making
I
a
guess
joke. I was making one of your Earth jokes.
I'm trying to talk over your Pringles slander, basically. I'm trying to.
There goes that Pringle sponsorship you guys were
God
going
damn
for.
it! No!
Come on, we've
No!
almost closed the deal. Now they're going to hear this.
Oh,
All
All right,
no.
Ruffles, let's go.
You're up next.
You're next in line.
Anyway, okay. So back around to the top of the order, and I don't know. Can you loose an arrow into close combat?
Oh,
I don't think there's a rule against it.
I don't think there is either. It feels very appropriate.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean, it totally does, and it's just one of those things that, like, cinematically we can say whatever.
yeah.
But this is, since it's not a tactical game where you need to
Right.
worry about like D&D or Pathfinder or whatever.
Right.
I think I am wounded and barely alive, but I am still capable of not hitting my friends or trying to not hit my friends.
Especially when your
Nothing's
friend is
rather
only
short.
like 3'6".
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right, and I'm kind of elevated anyway, so sure.
Yeah.
Let's give this a go with the bow.
Mhm.
I'm not going to use another hope dice because I got to be careful.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the parry here?
Parry
Was that
1.
1? Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
That's
Not
the
Sauron.
worst.
And,
Eye
like,
of Sauron.
Let's
Like,
go of the wrong hand. Like, instead of loosing the arrow, he lets go of the bow, and so the whole thing just kind of clatters to the ground. It's like, oh, shit.
Still has the arrow in his fingers. All right, so okay.
Wile E. Coyote-esque bow, the bow flies forward, and he's still
Right?
holding the arrow.
Yeah.
Or he fires himself forward.
Yeah.
All right, Melly, let's see what you can do.
All right. I'm gonna attempt with my sword here, and we're doing this now, and it's a fail.
This time's a fail. Okay, who
Sure.
who wants to help Melly out?
Help!
Help!
Oda, go ahead.
Sure. I'll take a swing.
Kill this
Yeah.
thing.
Rabble.
Never met orcs before. They go down pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yep, just I gotta hit him in the egg sac. That's the main.
Oh, wow. You're still
Oh,
going
his
with
parry
that.
was 1.
Parry is one, yes.
There
Another
we go.
Good Lord. Okay. This poor bastard. So yeah, his head goes arcing across the hall, and he is oot. All right, so you now stand triumphant after, as Haleth said, it was just a few seconds, quick, efficient, and 4 orcs now lie dead at your feet. However, the atmosphere of these dungeons quickly dampens your any sense of triumph you may have. Silmir, you're already familiar with this, so you don't need to roll. But as I crossfade abruptly back into spooky music,
Okay.
please forgive me. The rest of you will need to make a valor test to avoid taking on shadow.
Oh, no.
Why? We won.
That did
I
not go well
know.
for me last time. I succeeded.
Okay. Not great for
is
Haleth.
Suffering.
Not great for Haleth. How about Oda?
Sorry, I'm looking for Valor again.
Top, very
upper
top.
right, I think. Or
No,
top?
yeah,
Top center.
Top center. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh.
Ooh. All right. So
Ooh.
Melly, you gain 1 shadow point.
Wait, what? Wait, I succeeded.
I see that. And the other 2 gain 2 shadow points.
Oh my god.
I'm at 4.
Get on
I'm
my
not.
level.
It's
I'm
not
at
going.
6.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Get those rookie numbers.
Hi.
Get them up.
It is rookie numbers in the
Rookie
shadow
numbers,
realm. It's
rookie
not
numbers.
good. It's,
Yeah.
We are a high shadow, low endurance crew. That's where we stay.
That's for optimal performance right there. You really got to dial it in.
Oh my god. All right.
Okay.
We're feeling, even though we did this successfully, it was pretty grueling,
It was.
taxing.
And I see an Eye of Sauron there. Okay. All right. So, the sergeant, hopefully, is his carcass is on the floor, so you're able to
Hopefully
retrieve
the key.
retrieve the keys, absolutely. And oh wow, okay, yeah, I was just curious because as you said, Melly has 4 shadow. So I think it's if you either
5.
hit or exceed your hope rating, your total hope rating. That's where you go mad.
Okay,
so,
my hope is 6. Leave me alone.
So one option that you have, you can do it at any time, is to harden yourself. And basically you take what's called a shadow scar, which is a permanent 1 point of shadow, but it eliminates all the other shadow points that you have. So I don't know if you want to.
I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm only at 4.
Okay.
My hope is 6.
Okay.
I'm willing to risk it for a little bit. So yeah.
All right, risk that brisket. All right, so you are gathering up the keys, Silmir. When you feel that sensation return, that sort of the hackles going up on the back of your neck, that darkness that was pursuing you earlier seems to be once again here.
The shadow is back. We need to hurry. I pass out keys and open the gates.
Yeah. So running to each, especially the hobbits. I think I'm gonna head to where the hobbits are. They kept in a little pen together, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Are they kept in a pen together? Well, yes, actually they are.
Okay.
So you're spreading out to open up these doors. Of course, the lock mechanisms are very rusty and creaky.
Yeah. Cool.
Silmir is actually going to watch where the 2 orcs left. I'm going to stay there if they come back to block them from coming in.
Okay, I like it. All right, so you are holding back as your companions disperse, and you don't see any evidence of a shadow per se, but what you do see are the bodies of the the orcs that you slew beginning to twitch a little bit.
Oh.
What?
Okay, you know
Move.
what?
I'm gonna run back and grab the torch that we had and was like, set him on fire. always works.
We have flaming zombies.
Burn
after.
'em.
Oh.
Don't give him ideas. What are you doing?
I know.
All right, so yeah, as the other three of you are like, preparing to free these prisoners. You see Silmir
Preparing? No, we are freeing them. We are freeing them.
Hold on. You see Silmir come running down, and he's like, he's like, give me the torch. So, what do you want to do?
Continue to free the prisoners.
Yeah.
Okay.
be the prisoners.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I want to do. I don't want to speak for everybody, but
Yeah.
my God,
My God, man.
freaking out over here.
Okay. Haleth?
I mean, Haleth probably responds without thinking. It's probably like, oh, light things on fire. He's like, I don't want to know why. No, you can talk about that later. Like, okay, you think that's the best idea?
Yeah.
He hobbles to the table maybe and sees if there's, if they've got their orcish Everclear or whatever they've been drinking. So he's just like,
Right.
This is just like, it's going to fill with smoke. They're all going to know we're here. This is going to be, but if we're just getting out, we just need to get out.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, Melly and Oda, you get your doors open, and the captives begin streaming out, and of course they are very grateful. All of them. Well, actually, no, they're not grateful because they've been down in these dungeons. So they're all looking a bit shell-shocked, but they're willing to sort of come along, I suppose. However, you're going to need to kind of get them sort of revitalized a little bit. They're sort of the shadow points have been piling up, so to speak, mechanically speaking. So they're, as it says here, they're on the edge of the abyss. So that can be with an enhearten roll or a song roll, something along those lines.
Okay. I mean, I have enhearten at 2, and I also I had 1, and I have song at 2. So I'm happy to try to sing a song to help to cheer them up and get them moving.
Okay. You actually recognize one of the hobbits.
Oh no.
Let's see.
Bilbo.
I'm like, can it be Fen, please?
No.
Somehow comes back to life. No. All right. Well, fine.
That would be sad.
Just saying.
No, this is a hobbit who is a, second cousin twice removed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He lives out in the Bree land, in the hobbit village of Stattle, which is a stone's throw from Bree proper. And he's a young hobbit by the name of Adelard Took.
Okay.
He taught you once how to blow smoke rings after learning it from Balin, the dwarf.
Aw. So Adelaire, you said?
Adelard.
Adelard. Okay. So I'll say Adelard. It's Melly.
So he just kind of gives you this very hollow, vacant look.
Okay, can I sing a song, just a hobbity song?
Yeah, like maybe there's a song you two used to sing together.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
I know.
Don't do this to me.
I don't feel good about this. I'm just.
This is making me feel awful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to sing a song.
Okay.
I fail because I'm miserable, so I'm crying and I can barely sing. Thank you, David, for making that reality into the actual game we're playing, which I experience every week. So much appreciated.
Again, I'm just a conduit through which this is flowing.
Jesus.
This is what the game is demanding.
I'm laughing because I will start crying right now. Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Jesus.
yeah, so the song dies on your lips. as you hear something sort of moving up from the far end of the hall, very slowly and purposefully, and you look over and you can see that it is a man. It is a human-sized person, and he is wearing very tattered, moldy gear, but he has a cloak and a hood that look very familiar. They're the distinctive cloaks that many Dunedain favor.
Another one?
But you see his face, and it is like a rotted corpse-like face. His jaw hanging sideways.
No.
His nose collapsed in on itself, and yeah, he's coming towards you. And meanwhile, these orc corpses are starting to twitch to unlife. So what are we doing down at the end of that hall?
Burning them didn't help.
Dissociating?
You're gonna burn them? You're going for it? Okay.
That was the plan in the beginning before everything else kicked off. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're splashing them with the orcish liquor,
Yeah.
and as they start to rise up, you set the torches to them, torch them up. Now, of course, these corpses are still pretty juicy.
Smells right.
Yeah, it's really really
Burning
nice.
fat is just a real pleasant.
Especially
thing.
orc.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever lit
I've been at
Pringles on
some
fire?
barbecues where it was pretty.
Have you ever
delicious
lit Pringles on fire? All right, so I think what I'll do is I'll give them protection rolls, and if they fail the protection roll, then they will not be able to overcome the flames. So there's how many were there? There were
Three.
God.
three. There's three. That's right. Okay, so let's see. I'll give it an injury rating of, let's say, 15. Seems reasonable. Okay, number one, and yeah, no, that's fine. All right. Okay. First
Great.
one's okay. Okay. Second one. I'm really good at these protection rolls, you guys. Like, okay, that one
Stop
failed.
being good at them. Stop with that. Being good at them.
Then
Okay.
I have Sauron,
That-
of course, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so one of them does collapse back down, maybe the one that Oda split open because its structural integrity was doubtful to begin with. But
Actually.
yeah, but the other two do rise up. And then you've got this zombie Dunedain, as Naja put it. So the prisoners are kind of milling about, unsure what to do. A few of them see this abomination coming up the hall and sink to their knees, crying, despairing.
Oh.
We would have been safer in the cells. Why did you let us out?
Oh God. Oh
Say.
my God.
Sylvia steps forward. This is kind of what he was.
Yeah, I feel like Haleth too. Haleth probably, again, his side is just covered in blood. There's things burning all over the place. I feel like he would run to interpose himself between the civilians and the oncoming dead things, and probably try and do something dramatic, like pull out a sheaf of arrows and stick them into the fire, and just start lobbing flaming arrows at whatever he can.
Nice.
Definitely trying to become the most distracting thing in the room so that they focus on him rather than the, women, children, and small folk that are screaming, running, and or collapsing from mental exhaustion.
Yeah. All right.
Silimir's going to step up next to Haleth and take both his hands on his sword, on Haleth's sword, and lift the blade up high. But instead of rushing to attack, he announces to the room at large, "You are not safer behind bars. Now you have a chance to fight for your lives. Otherwise you would already be dead. So stand up, pick up a weapon, and fight."
Whoa.
And I'm going to try and enhearten them.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Give yourself a bonus die for that.
Hell yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Success.
With all those dice, that was not a very
No.
good roll. But
Hey, you made it by
Got
one.
it, got it.
I did
You made
it.
it by one. You needed a 10 on the feet time.
I know.
Oh, okay.
God.
All right. So, like a good captain of the Dunedain, your words ring out in this darkened hall, and the prisoners seem to snap out of it, and many begin looking around for implements that they can use to defend themselves. So yeah, there's let's see, there's 4 hobbits and 8 men. So you've got 12 folks total on your side, or maybe hobbits count for half, so like 10, I don't know. But sorry, I just had to do a drive-by on the hobbits there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I will need one last thing from y'all before we can really get into it. The raising up of these forgotten dead, as they're called, has filled the hall with even more sort of dreadful, shadowy energy. So everyone, please make 3 valor rolls for me.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, ooh, nice.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Man.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. No. Okay, I'm going next. Oh God, I'm scared. Jesus. Miserable failure.
No.
Failure. That's regular style.
Yeah.
And another failure.
All right, you guys, come on now.
What? Don't you dare.
All right, well, now might be a really good time to remember the whole hardening yourselves thing, because
That's 9 failures in a row.
I know that was insane.
We just got him out.
Well, let's hope, because each one of those failures is worth 2 shadow points. So the Gandalf rune would be 0, but otherwise it's 2 points a pop. So that would be anywhere from 4 to 6 points per person there. Most of you 6. So that would be...
What the fuck?
It's per thing? That is
per roll. Yes. Brutal, I know.
Okay, so can I give myself all 6 and then do the thing where I cash them in for 1?
Yes. Once you reach the point, so player heroes whose shadow score reaches their maximum hope rating become ill-favored on all rolls. Once they reach this point, they can get rid of shadow only in one way. Only in one way, by playing out a bout of madness, a violent reaction marking a significant step in their downward course. Okay. To play out a bout of madness, players must describe how their characters lose control for a short period of time, doing something they will later regret.
This is...
Yeah.
This is a lot.
Here are some examples of consequences of bout of madness. Betrayal, fear, lust. So fear, maybe, or rage would be the 4th one they give. Raging characters brood over real or imaginary wrongs until they react aggressively to a perceived threat or source of opposition. That would play in very nicely to your current situation. Fear. You fall prey to your fears and flee from any source of danger, thinking only about preserving yourselves from any threats. But you get to choose, so that's nice.
Not nice. This sucks a lot.
I made it, so I'm still under my threshold.
Nice.
All right, Haleth is good.
How are the rest of you? I know Melly's going to be over.
There's no way I can not be over either.
Yeah.
You add 6 to my...
Add 6 to your shadow, yeah.
My 5?
I'm miserable, but I'm fine.
Oh, we also all advance on our shadow path.
Yeah.
Every single person does that fails, because there's no way we can avoid it now.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I felt like if we got perks at any point in time during this whole damn campaign, I'd feel happy with this. I'd feel fine with this. But I feel like we've had 0 perks.
Been a rough one.
0. And
that's why you got to survive long enough to get to the fellowship phase, and then you get perks then. But
So let's get back. Let's do this.
Sorry, remind me again. We can. Me and here. We could.
Yeah.
Range.
Yeah, it's basically fight or flight, right? You know, you can either run away or just like go berserk, essentially.
And so can you repeat the whole, so the only way we can get rid of them is by doing one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so once we do that, like, so for instance, I'm going to have 10 shadow points.
So the good news is once the bout of madness is over, your shadow goes down to 0.
Yeah. You can also choose to not, but then you're ill-favored on all rolls.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I think what I will do is, I guess I'm just going to flee.
Okay.
I'm just thinking realistically. I don't think I'm going to go berserk. I think I'm just going to run away and try to leave.
Okay.
Which I'm not proud of, but I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. And the rest of you?
Yeah, it's got to be rage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to rush the dreadful visage of a corrupted ranger.
Yeah.
It's the bastardization of everything that we stand for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about Oda?
So I think I'm gonna go rage too, but I was thinking because all the people they like cowered, right? And like Silumir got them back on their feet. And I think maybe like Oda is like disgusted and she like in fear and rage is just like, you guys don't even deserve freedom if you can't, you know, we almost lost to get here. And you have to be coaxed to pick up arms to help yourselves. Maybe you deserve to be down here.
Damn. Yeah. Alice?
I didn't have a bout of madness.
You're
so I saved by the Gandalf rune.
Saved by Gandalf.
So I am miserable because I am over my current hope, but I'm not over my hope score. So he's probably watching. Like Silumir was right here, and now he's bolting forward. I can hear Oda screaming at the civilians in the background, and Melly just takes off. And so this is very much like if this was a Lord of the Rings movie, right? You'd start getting the high pitched kind of elven singing in the background as everything goes into slow motion.
Right.
Palace feels like this is it.
Okay.
So that there's nothing to be done, and so his goal kind of instantly just becomes. He knows he's going down. He wants to save as many people as possible. So it feels very much like Last Stand of Boromir, Last Stand at the Alamo kind of deal. So I feel like he's going to just set his resolve. And he was panicked and kind of worried about everything. And it's all kind of crystallizing into okay, I'm not getting out of here. Now that decision has been made, I can stop stressing out about it.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. But I'm choosing the time and the place and the manner that this is being done. So it's pick up the bow and just start shooting. And, so something like the Tom Hanks thing at the end of Saving Private Ryan, right? Like he's got one pistol left. He's got 6 rounds. He's going to make them count, and that's what it's going to be. So he's got his bundle of flaming arrows, and he's going to do what he can, because as long as one person gets out, then it's worth it. And he's just going to try and make sure that he sells his life for as many people as possible.
Okay, that's great. All right, and I think the prisoners will sort of mirror the overall outcomes there, where I think a quarter of them will run, a quarter of them are not maddened and so are acting rationally, and then half of them are enraged, just like Silumir and Oda. So Oda, you're as you're hefting your axe and yelling at them, you can see many of them getting fire in their eyes, and they're like, "I'll show you," basically, and even though they have very little, they pick up, like some of the shattered tables, shards to use as stakes or clubs, and others are just grabbing torches off the wall and that kind of thing. They're determined to sell their lives, just like Haleth. Melly, when you run, you are accompanied by Abelard and another hobbit, as well as one of the men of Bree, and you all book it basically. So you run out of there. All right, so I'm gonna say that you've got these folks on your side, so they're gonna take care of the reanimated orcs for you. So the three of you can focus on this undead Dunedain.
And then we got rid of our shadow, right?
You got rid of your shadow, down to 0. Very important. All right, so let's give Haleth the first shot, like we did.
Okay, so I am going to be rearward, and I am shooting. And I had to look it up. There's a battle cry of the Dunedain of the North.
Nice.
And it's Lacho Kalad Drago Morn, and it's Flame Light Flee Night, and he's just like,
ooh,
nice. He's like zoomed in, so he's just like repeating it to himself as he's starting to bring up his bow. And you know what? I'm gonna use a point of hope, because why not?
Sure.
It kind of feels like this is it. What is the parry?
Parry is 0 because he's dead.
Fair enough.
Already is.
Yeah. Fucking A.
What in the hell?
Yep.
I saw
Miserable.
Failure.
Oh, wow.
This is just not it.
This is not it. All right, Silamir. Forward stance, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure, forward stance, yes. The arrow whizzes past his head, and he doesn't even notice. He's so laser focused on this abomination. And it's just a silent rage. There's nothing, no battle cry, nothing. She just runs forward and tries to impale this thing against the wall, like bodily.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Nice.
Great success.
Damn.
Very good.
I will actually spend that to raise it to my feet die to 9, and which activates the keen piercing blow at 9+.
Okay, great. Awesome. So damage 5, and then I'll make a protection roll.
Which David making protection rolls is like 90% doing it. So
sorry, everybody. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go.
Almost like he has an unfair advantage.
What? Are you two-handed?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And that is a
Boy!
failure.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's all we gotta do is gotta talk bad about him in the beginning.
Yeah, just be like, no.
All right.
One of his 7 wounds.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna say that as you're swinging the sword. Now this is Haleth's sword. And there's nothing like, it's just a normal sword, right? But as you're swinging it, it almost feels like all this rage and all this righteous fury and the intention behind, why you're attacking this thing is almost like flowing into the blade, and it's guiding your hand, and it hits this thing hard, and his, mail armor's rusted mail halberd kind of splits asunder, and some bone dust goes flying out, and it reels back, and it's hissing at you in fury. And you can see on one of its fingers that is clasped around the hilt of its rusted sword, this is a signet ring that you actually recognize, because it belongs, or once belonged, to a powerful Dunedain family, whose line was broken some years ago.
Oh, okay, good. So it's not the same signet that I have on my hilt.
No,
I was wondering. I was like, uh-oh.
Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go. It's already dark enough. We don't need to go any further. But no, this is the signet ring that must have belonged to a ranger named Eridine, who disappeared in this area some time ago. So, at the very least, regaining the ring and returning it to, his extended family would go some ways towards righting an old wrong, obviously.
Mm.
So, just FYI. Oda, you are up.
Okay, I'm just gonna classic swing away.
Yep. It's what dwarves do best.
I keep clicking the wrong thing and it takes all the diamonds away.
Oh no.
Okay. And then parry.
Parry 0.
Ah!
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. So, let's see here. All right. So, naturally, it's going to strike back at Silumir with its broken sword. And then it's also going to try and seize Oda with its dead hand. So, we'll do the sword first. And it gets 1 bonus die. And Silumir's parry?
19.
19. Okay. Hey.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Oda's parry,
Wow.
please.
500.
Great. Let me just type that. Hey, wait a minute.
Hold on. Total parry or parry?
Total.
18.
Great. All right.
Yes.
There we go.
Not today.
Chilling
Oh,
touch.
Chilling touch. That's not
I
That's
don't
not
know,
normal.
What? Oh, did it say that?
Grippy hands, not
Yeah.
chilling touch.
No.
Little
that.
clawed hand.
We've established this is a lukewarm evil. Why is
It
this down
is.
here
Why is it
being all
chilling?
chilling?
This is the
It's rapidly
ancient
cooling
cold
off.
evil.
It's rapidly cooling off. Also, by the way, it does have a fell ability that if you failed those earlier valor tests, you cannot spend hope in this fight. So
It's okay. I don't think any of us have any left.
We don't
So,
have any hope
yeah,
left.
John, give yourself that point back. It wouldn't have made a difference. And yeah,
Wow.
you are up. You are up.
Okay. Yeah, you just gonna. I don't have a sword, so I'm gonna keep doing what I could do.
Oh my god.
Mhm, mhm.
Picking up another flaming arrow and just like, I mean, at this point he's probably wavering and like it's not great, but we'll see what we can do.
Right.
I can't spend hope, so that's no bonus die, and it's a parry of 0, and this is going to be a fury. Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just aim, shoot, fail, reach down. Like he's not stopping, but like there's nothing else he can do. But he's miserable. He's weary. He's got one
It's for the
endurance.
best. It's for the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
You might get lucky on one of these shots, and then it'll all have been worth it. And in the meantime, you're not risking your
Right.
Right.
your,
Exactly.
your bacon. So, all right, Silumir, still raging out on this guy.
Yeah, he returns the same growl that this thing had given him.
Oh.
All right. Oh, what?
Great success, though.
Even
Great
with
success
the
with
Eye
the
of
sound.
Sauron.
Yeah,
See,
that's not an automatic failure.
Yeah, because
No.
I'm not
Not
miserable.
miserable.
Hey.
Hey-oh.
All right. Extra
So,
damage.
Just be damage then. So
Yeah,
11.
Okay. 11 damage. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I just drive the sword ever deeper in, trying to push him back
Yeah.
against the wall, get him away from
Yeah.
Oda.
Oh yeah. He's hissing at you. He's not liking this one bit, and you can see like as the blade is like driving further into him, it's like it's almost like causing him to crumble in an accelerated rate. So it's like the blade itself is almost like doing its best to destroy him on its own merits. All right, Oda,
Swing away.
moving away.
Better rope.
Yeah.
Great success.
All right. Okay, so extra damage.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll be completely unsurprised to hear when I tell you that reduces him to 0 damage, and I can spend a hate to restore his endurance to full. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
So mechanically, the one wound already earlier, I guess that same thing happened, or how does that work?
No, I would have told you if the wound
Okay.
hadn't affected.
Okay, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wounds and going to 0 endurance are two different things. That's right. Okay.
Right. So you can kill an opponent two different ways. One is to reduce their might to 0, and each wound that you inflict reduces their might by 1.
Right,
Obviously,
okay.
this guy has more than 1 might.
Yeah.
Or reduce their endurance to 0 normally, unless they have some bullshit fell ability like
Right, there it is.
such
Okay.
as Deathless, which is I think this is like the third thing that you've fought that has Deathless.
I'm just under the assumption that everything has Deathless. At this
Yeah,
point.
basically.
Nothing dies. I'm like,
This
how
is
are
a
we
very,
killing
like,
an undead
it's-
thing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been interesting to play this because having most of the experience in 1E, the undead stuff is like a higher tier. You spend
Yeah.
a bunch of time hitting goblins and orcs and spiders and things that are very corporeal and
Yeah.
very squishy, and then the undead stuff comes in and it's kind of a shock. This is like, but it's also a different part of Middle Earth, so this is a
Well,
very
that's exactly
like
it.
undead heavy area. As
You're
it
in an
is.
undead heavy
So-
area of the map, and so you're
Yeah.
gonna you're gonna get your zombies, you're gonna get your whites.
Right,
Before
exactly.
our next round, can I request a bio break?
Yes,
Yes.
let's take
Yeah,
a quick break
we
and
need
we'll
to
come
take a
back
break.
to it.
Okay.
Okay. Pringles. All right. We're back.
We got to really try to get back into that feeling of terror and
I don't want to.
out of the Pringles.
That's what. No, no.
Yeah, you had a 5-minute break. Now we're
out
back
of the
in.
Pringles world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
hmm
Okay, where were we? Somebody was
Oda
shooting at
had-
somebody, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's see. Oda had reduced this guy. Oh, right. I was
Yeah,
on my attack.
It's
Okay.
your turn. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm. Good. All right. Same as before. Broken sword targeting Silmir. And your
19.
carry is a 19. Okay. Failure. Okay.
Getting too close. You knocked
I
that off.
know. That was close. And Oda is 19 as well. Is that correct?
18.
18. Okay. No, not 18 bonus dice. Jesus Christ. All right.
Cheater!
Says you.
That would have been something. All right. Failure on that as well. Okay.
Much better.
All right. All right, Haleth, let's see what you can do.
All right, let's try this again. Yeah.
Silmir.
This sword is going to end this beast at some point.
If only.
Just a very normal, bog standard success.
Innocent,
boo.
normal, innocent success.
All right, and
Come
Oda.
Naja, we need one of those big Oda swings.
All right.
Swing for the fences.
Yeah. Well, I'll take it.
Decent. Mm-hmm. Whittling away again. Okay. We got our rhythm going now.
Better.
All right, Silmir, failure. And chilling touch. Failure.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
All right, Aleth.
Good. This is good.
Peg this guy right in the eye.
hmm
Trying my best, but I feel like, yeah,
Oh,
with
my
miserable
God.
and weary,
And
I
weary.
don't know that there's like statistically any way.
If you roll a bunch of sixes, I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, you're only rolling one die. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll take
There
the
we go. There we go.
Nice.
Well, it's just going to be more damage again, so it's a total of 11.
11. Oda. Nice. All right. He is once again reduced to 0 endurance. I'm spending a point of hate. Bring him back up. All right. And let's see here. Yep. Okay. And broken sword. 19. Failure.
Mm.
Touch.
Mm.
Keep getting too close to that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Mm-mm.
All right.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
So, you
Mm-mm.
take
Mm-mm.
he takes 6 damage, and he has a special effect, but he didn't get a great success, so he can't enact that. Okay, you take 6 damage. That's all.
Oh.
You feel the chill of the grave course through you for a brief second. All right, Haleth.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Continuing to fail.
Another
All
one.
right.
We just need a Gandalf rune. That's all we're
Yeah,
asking
no.
for. That's all we're asking.
1 and 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do something I should have done in the beginning to try and help out. I am going to still take my swing at this guy, but I'm gonna activate my royalty revealed. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna use rally comrades as a secondary action. So first, let me attack this guy. Oh, nice.
Holy
Okay.
Wow.
I'll
Okay.
take
Damn.
that.
Yes.
There it is.
That's a 17
Mhm.
endurance damage.
Okay.
And now let me get the Enhearten roll.
Please.
And if I succeed, well, regardless of whether or not I succeed, everyone is inspired next round.
Yes.
And everyone in forward stance is also. Wait, so rally, let's everyone in forward stance get an extra die. What does inspired do again? Or not?
Oh
Rally
yeah, that's
again.
right. If you succeed, then it's forward and ordinary stance. So it's like the more successes you accumulate, the more people.
Yeah, but what does it give them? Does it give them an extra die?
I think it gives them an extra die. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So everyone in forward stance next round gets an extra die, and on top of that, everyone, including me, is inspired.
What does inspiration do again?
If you spend hope, you get to use a second. You get a second one.
Sadly,
we
you
can't
can't spend
use
hope.
Which doesn't matter
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
can't. Yeah.
We can't spend hope. But if Oda is in forward stance, she gets an extra die.
Okay, cool. So Oda, you get an extra die. So you get two bonus dice on this attack.
One for the forward and one for the,
Yeah. Rally.
because it already gives me the one.
Oh, okay. So then you just do the one.
Aha!
Oh, piercing blow. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
That's what we need.
Mhm.
Nice. And then the extra damage too.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
can't pierce, right?
Huh? Right. Well, no, you can pierce, you just can't use the success to turn it into a
Oh,
piercing blow.
okay.
But in this case, you get a piercing blow anyway because you rolled 10. All right, so let me do that first. Injury rating is a 20. No
A
bonus.
total of a 31. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. He spends a point of hate to cancel that wound. However, you do enough endurance damage to reduce him to 0 anyway, and I am out of hate.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Was-
can I do a thing? Can I
Yes, do a thing. Do a thing.
Yes.
Do
Okay.
it.
You know how they had like all the like orc Everclears on the plastic?
Yes.
It's like on the floor, and so she's gonna take like her axe
Yeah.
and scrape it through that, so it's like a flaming axe.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that.
That's him with a flaming axe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that would definitely do the trick. That the flaming axe blade crashes down on him, and just the force of the blow itself is enough to reduce him to dust and ashes, and light his dry rags of flame. And Silumir, as you're standing there and the madness begins to ebb away, you're looking at that signet ring amongst the flames, and
I'll reach in and grab it real quick.
yeah, it's like being purified almost by the flames. Okay, meanwhile, elsewhere in the dungeon, Melly, you and some of your hobbit friends were fleeing. Hi. So, go ahead and make for me an explore roll to see if you can remember your way out of here.
I have nothing in explore. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I I feel like I've already went through this place, but let's see what
Well, you're
happens.
maddened. That's the thing.
Fail.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you were running sort of blindly into these catacombs. And oh, that's interesting. Let's see here. Low rolls are good.
I know,
Um,
but still. Just you
I wish
rolling in
people could
general.
see your face is what I wish. Does.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's
Just because of
it's
your
expressive.
reactions. Yes.
It's expressive.
Oh, yes. Okay. I was like, is my camera off? I don't. Okay. No, just my mug, just being very annoyed. Yes.
Yeah, she meant the listeners, not us.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I try to convey it verbally, but
Okay, so you're running, you're fleeing through these tunnels.
yes.
And it's
Terrified.
quickly becoming obvious to you that you took a wrong turn somewhere. And you're now in a hallway that has like you realize it's almost like kind of a balcony because there's like little openings along one of the walls. And you can see down into deep pits on the below this level, I guess. And in these pits are thousands of orcs moving about, crawling like ants up and down endless stairs of wood and rope. This appears to be like their warrens, essentially. So I'll need a valor test from you, please.
Okay. Miserable failure with the Sauron rune.
Whee! All right, so you pick up a fresh shadow point there. Remember, you were reduced to 0.
Okay.
Oh, so actually that wouldn't yeah. Anyway, you wouldn't have been miserable technically for that roll, but with the Eye
I
of
thought I
Sauron.
put it to 0, but I don't, I guess.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I want to re-roll that.
All right, go for it.
So I was at 0. I could have sworn I did that, but I guess it wasn't. I guess I didn't. Still a failure, so it's okay.
Right.
So now I have 1 shadow point, and I'm seeing this like orc warren, so it's not good.
You just realize like how many orcs are under this mountain, and these are the forces that are going to be raised against the Shire if Rugard is allowed to have his way.
Where is that guy?
Great
I
question.
still should have gone after him. So now I'm getting mad.
Yeah, so the madness fades as you realize
I'm angry.
This is somewhere you don't know where you are, but you're also, your fear is being replaced by indignation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I want to try to go back the way we came and start to retrace steps and then find this guy.
Yeah. All right. Give me another explore roll, but you can get a bonus die on it, and you can spend hope if you want.
I have 2. I'm not using it for this. Fail.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just not.
Okay. All right. So you begin to try and find your way back, but these are maze-like tunnels. Meanwhile, down in the dungeon, the prisoners have taken care of the other undead orcs, I guess, and now everyone's just wondering what the hell comes next. Sadly, one of the prisoners was killed in the effort, but it was just kind of a general beatdown by the rest of them to beat the unlife out of these reanimated orcs.
I feel like Oda would be like, "Where is Melly?"
She must have run off during everything. We need to find her.
We need to find Melly.
Was there more than one way she could have fled, or?
No, really just the one way out.
Okay.
Okay. So Oda takes off.
Silamir casts a glance at the prisoners, and then internally is having a lot of conflict because they wouldn't have been in this situation if these people had been a bit more resourceful, and he's suffering now from his first bout of shadow, which is resentful towards the people he would be ruling.
Interesting.
So he's got a little bit of contempt for people who let themselves get captured like this, even though it's kind of ironic that he got captured as well.
Classic displacement, right?
Yeah. Instead, he's gonna go scoop up Haleth and try and help, but we need to get out of here. Find Melly and escape. If you all want to live, you'll follow us. That's the only real guidance he gives the prisoners.
Or not.
Okay. Yeah, let's look at the shadow path. So everyone except Haleth has taken one step on their shadow path. Is that correct?
I guess so.
I don't think so. Wait, because I was mad and that got rid of all my shadow, so I didn't.
Right.
So what that does is it activates something called a shadow path. So this your calling is what determines what path you're on. So let's see here. Melly, you were a scholar, and Oda's a treasure hunter. Okie dokie. So for a scholar, your shadow path is dragon sickness. Interesting. And that's a treasure hunter. That's
a treasure hunter thing.
Weird.
And
why would I be hoarding things?
Scholars are lure of secrets, of course. So let me swing back over to the madness section here. Okay, there you are. All right, so and these are just sort of adjectival, as far as I can tell. I don't think they have any mechanical effect. It's just that once you've gone 4 steps on your shadow path, that's it. You're done. You have succumbed. So, for someone with dragon sickness, you are now grasping. And for someone with the lure of secrets, you are now haughty. I guess these are distinctive features. Yeah, they're distinctive features that get added to your sheet. So, go ahead and add those to your sheet.
Okay.
Lumir is resentful. Oh, actually, here we have a little bit more guidance. If you become grasping, you seek to accumulate gold and precious items above all else, just for the sake of possessing them. Resentful, you risk becoming bitter and angry with the people you ought to lead. You often feel that you risk your life for individuals that fail to see the wisdom of your words. Very good. And lure of secrets, haughty, you don't recognize easily the wisdom found in the words and actions of others and tend to turn aside all advice and offers for help. Okay, so we are setting out to find Melly. How do you want to go about it?
I mean, they heard there's no secrets anymore. Whatever's in this cave heard all of that. So Oda's just like, Melly.
All right. Melly, give me an awareness. Give me an awareness roll.
All right. Fail. So
yeah, you ran for a ways. Silamir?
No.
Okay.
She's too quiet.
Yeah. All right. You could try hunting.
Haleth is with us as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the awareness was for Melly to hear Oda shouting.
Oh, should I not have rolled it? I rolled as well.
Yeah, then why did Silamir? Oh.
No worries. But yeah, you could try hunting to track her, or
that's going to be either of the Dunedain. We're both pretty good at that.
It's up to you guys. Want to use weary, so probably not the.
Although now you have the great success.
Oh, lovely!
Hey, did it!
So I'm like arm around Silamir, just like staring at the ground, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that's a hobbit footprint.
Nice.
A hobbit lay here.
Yeah.
I was just napping.
All right.
I'm eating a whole tube of Pringles.
So, Melly, what are you doing? You're overlooking these orc warrens, and you're like, I gotta find this this orc.
Radgul.
Captain.
Yeah, I gotta find him. So I'm trying. I like walked away from that and was trying to lead them out and also just trying
Oh,
to
right.
get back, and I was still lost.
You're still lost.
So,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Still lost.
Okie dokie. Let me just roll to see if anything interesting
I
crosses
think
your
a lot of
path.
interesting stuff has already happened, so
Sure.
don't really
Yeah.
feels interesting to me at least.
Okay. So you keep walking, and Abelard is like, I think it might be this way. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to remember the path they took us down.
Mm-hmm.
And so you walk down a few more halls through a few empty chambers, and then walk down some steps rather, and they sort of turn at a 90-degree angle. And as you come down to the bottom of the steps, you see that you're on this landing, and essentially there's just this like seemingly bottomless chasm beneath, that drops off the landing, and there's just this like ludicrously narrow bridge. It's like 2 feet wide with
Ugh.
no railings arcing across the chasm to the other side.
So I'll say I don't remember a bridge.
And Abelard says, ah, no, perhaps not. I suppose we could turn back.
Let's turn back.
Okay. All right. So Silumir, Oda, and Haleth, you are slowly tracking Melly's tracks as Silumir is sort of limping along, but leads you. You can see where she turned down the wrong tunnel. She went right instead of left, and so you are traversing these tunnels on Melly's trail. See if you can get there safely. Um, yep. So, after about 10 minutes of following her tracks, you are up on this like gallery hall, and the orc warrens are visible below you. So I'll need you all to make valor rolls or gain a point of shadow. Nice. Okay. So with that great success for Silumir, you can have one of those other failures be a success.
We'll try and protect Haleth since he is the highest shadow right now.
Yes, he's not felt the purification of madness.
Yeah. The cleansing flame of righteous anger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm despair. So
Oh.
I'm path to despair. So I'm probably honestly pretty close already.
Yeah. All right. So Oda, you gain a shadow point. And but
I
you're
just keep Haleth safe by like keeping his head down, looking at it. Like, come on,
Yeah,
go this
look
way,
at
buddy.
that.
Don't look that way. Like,
yeah. Oh, what's that? Another footprint I see.
yeah.
And so Melly, you're coming back with your party, and you can see in the sort of ambient light from the orc warrens shining up through the gallery there. You see your companions.
Oh, so I will say they're my traveling companions. They're this way.
All right. So the three of you see Melly and three other hobbits. Oh, and you guys
So-
have the captives with you too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a whole ass party. Okay.
It is a
It's
lot
like
of people.
15 of you. Okay.
Yeah.
We need to get out of here.
Yeah. All right, so that brings up the question then. I'm going to say with 2 rangers, you can retrace your path back to the dwarf skull pyramid and then out through the secret door, or try and continue to work your way up towards the main gate so that you can get the drop on Rugar.
Radgul.
Rediger? Radgul. Yes.
Yes, that very same.
The very same.
Orc.
So up to yous.
All right. So I'm looking at you all, and I'll say I'm sorry I couldn't help but fight, but I feel like I have a chance. I could get Radgul.
The silence.
Oh, Melly, we
Everyone's
did
like-
promise you a chance. and that would secure our escape in the confusion. Halathi, you
can't
think you
take
have
15 people into Ragul's den.
No, and so that's why I can go. I'm the smallest, and I have my sword.
Well, Radgul also has my sword.
So I just say there's nothing else. I need to do this.
Halathi, you think you could lead these people to safety?
No, what?
I'm not leaving you guys.
Oh, oh no.
I've already made my peace with dying. You can't take that away from. That's not what he actually says. But the thing, like, I got cheated out of my cool death scene. You're not going to let me.
My cool death scene.
I turned to the most who has a leader vibe, an aura of a forward thinker amongst these prisoners.
Forward thinker.
Yeah, there's a guy wearing a mayor's sash.
That's
I
perfect.
feel like Adelard might. I don't know. I have a Hobbit bias, so I'm gonna vote for Adelard.
Yeah, Adelard's a toque, you know.
Yeah,
They're plucky.
they
I
are.
have a weird predisposition towards trusting hobbits. So between Halath and I, can we give him directions on, hey, look, it's pretty simple. You go straight,
Yeah.
big old gross pyramid,
Yeah.
keep going straight.
You're going to turn left at the dwarf skull pyramid. Left, not right. Go left. Go back. Go where the old McDonald's used to be, and then
Really went downhill when the McDonald's went out of business.
It did. True.
Yeah, no, you can give them directions. You're not so far into the bowels of this place that it's impossible to get out.
All right, then, Melly, let's go get your target, your goblin, I forgot his name again.
Radgul. Right?
Yep, that's his name. Don't wear it out. Unless,
All right.
unless the DG is like Roger, in which case it'd be Ragel.
I like that more.
Radgul
Okay,
makes
let's go get
more
Roger.
sense.
Roger.
Yeah, Roger the goblin.
Yeah.
Very classical orc name, Roger.
Right, and
Roger.
I mean, if this was a TV show, he'd be voiced by like David Hyde Pierce or something. He's going to have like an impeccable like accent, and you're going to be like, well, he's very refined, this particular orc.
Well, one of his distinctive features is wily, so yeah.
Oh, I could see it.
Uh-huh.
Some truth to that. All right, so I'm like, let's go.
Okay. All right. So we're going after Radgul.
Yes.
All right. I think that would be a good place to pause then, and we will see if you can triumph over
Roger.
the great goblin
Roger.
himself, over Roger
Roger
the
the
captain. And then, because I don't want to just kind of end it abruptly and be like, all right, well, anyway, we got to have the whole coda where you go back to civilization and you can like relax and rest and just sort of reflect on things. We'll do a little fellowship phase just for the hell of it, and
I do appreciate your forward thinking that we were going to survive this.
Well, either that or next session will be very brief, but we'll see.
So
15 minutes, that's it.
If the audience
Alan
looks at
still
the
only
next
has one endurance.
Yeah,
I'm amazed he made it.
Seriously.
next week's
Sincerely.
episode,
How
you
did
can see
that
it's like
happen?
20 minutes long. You're like, oh, well, we know what happened.
Yeah. So what I would do in that case is just like have a little like vocal like interlude, like, so anyway, there's still 20 minutes left on this episode. That's because I'm just splicing them together. So
Yep.
anyway,
Oh,
we'll see what happens. But
All right.
anyway, till next time.
Yes. Godspeed, everybody.
Indeed.
But Marley, good luck with that commute. You can do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great train ride now.
Oh,
That's
there
cool.
you go.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right, folks.
All right. Hang in there.
See everybody next
Hang in
time.
there.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our patrons, both past and present. And thanks as always to those of you backing us at priest level and above. This includes Jonathan Morgantini, Marley Griffin, James Gilbreth, Hunt Cal, Jathar132, Mika Tertianen, NJ Colton, Ptolemy, and Just Barbarian Things,